Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, it is the Wednesday after the party, after the event. In case you don't know, I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite. You are looking at 5.8G Alive, brought to you by Connections 50 Plus, and I'm one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus. And with me, as usual.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wednesday after the Christmas brunch. We did promise last week that when we're back here today, we're going to be chatting and telling you all about what happened, you know, and the success that brunch was.
Jennifer, yeah? I think a picture tells 1,000 words. So I think we could start with this beautiful summary of what happened last Sunday, and you will see what you missed. So, and those who were there, check yourself. So take a look at our Sunday brunch. Jennifer, I have to thank all of the people who came out. In terms, we went to Kaiso Blues, and oh goodness, they certainly turned out for us. The Kaiso Blues, Carl Jacobs and your team, they really, really made it special for us.
We had a full house. That is what you call a full house. Yeah. Terry, it's so beautiful, you know, when you look around, and let me tell you, everybody looked so beautiful. Dress up really nice. And not just dress up, you know, everybody came in with a nice smile on their faces. And some people danced, you know, from the time they entered, they heard the music. They was dancing to their seats. Yeah.
Gosh, no, I have to really, I love the fact that we had such beautiful entertainment, even we
Mhm.
had our dear friend Lincoln giving us a little song. Then Chef Brown came up and, oh, Papa, listen, Chef Brown had the ladies going with some, what is it? It's a Barry White kind of imitation. And oh, it was
Very,
so
very
much
good.
fun. And
Yeah.
our DJs and our hype man, DJ Marcus and Mr. Allen, really,
Mm.
really, really made it going. And I can't say enough about Sanel and Sneaky. I can't say enough.
From start to finish, lots and lots of vibes. You know, it was set up in such a way, we organized it. As you came in, we had the DJ playing all the Christmas tunes. So, we sang along. And then we started our brunch, which was Terrian type of plate. The potato, she said potato food, cheese. We will show you what a plate look like. We show you the vibes. We will show you what the plate look like.
No, it was not
It was,
Tarian kind of plate. It was a connection, a plate that says we love you. We care about you. We want to make sure you leave here satisfied and happy. We show you good till tomorrow morning. That was the kind of plate you get with Connections with the Plants.
and I mean, the reviews on the food was, I mean, everyone said how it tasted so great.
The
Plus,
love was
after we had the
clear.
dessert.
The love
Yeah.
was clear. And we have to thank Chef Brown from Kaiso Blues. We
Yeah.
have to thank Madame Moringa, Michelle Barton Romeo for the pastels and the ginger beer sorrel and citrus punch. Ah, definitely. And Tarian's homemade brownies.
Tasted real good. So it was really, really, as they say, a sumptuous meal. And after that, we got into the dancing and the socializing, and you saw us there waving our hands and Snaky showing us how to do what was it, Tarian? What you call that? The stiff. The stiff. at least was an easy movement for us, but it was so much fun. And that went through until the evening, because between Snaky and Sanel, oh wow.
No, Sanel took
Had
us
us
down
going.
a beautiful journey in Kaiso. I mean, taking us through Rudder, Explainer, Barons, Black Stallion. I mean, it you would think that we gave them a playlist, and we have to say that they are part of the extended connections family. Bert Maslin, Diane Maslin, Brass to the World, they associated with them, and they said to us, don't worry, we know your people, we know your vibes, we're going to fix you good. And thank you, Bert, thank you, Diane.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanel.
They delivered.
And they look just so outstandingly, deliciously good.
Yes, beautiful. Huh? Yes.
Both of them in their red Snaky sharp in his blazer. Oh my goodness, and Sanel. Woo! Yes, no.
Beautiful for the season. It's really, really nice.
Everyone was on pitch on really, really, really a beautiful evening. And what was really, really nice is how easily everyone just mixed and blended and melded together. Meeting people coming, not knowing anyone. We had a good few people coming on their own. They just came. And there was a whole section. Well, you had people who came in groups and stuff. They put about 4 tables together. Right? Who came alone? Come here. And at the end of the day, they were friends.
And that's what our events, I mean, everyone talk about that, Terian. How they come, even if they don't know anybody, they just make friends and just have fun. Yeah. And everybody who left there knowing at least one more person, made one more friend. And that is what lovely. And Terry, and we have to talk about our door prizes. I mean,
Yes, yes.
we had door prizes because we had sponsors, right?
Definitely.
So,
Again, thank you to Massey Distribution again, donating beautiful bottle of wine for us. And of course,
mhm.
Massey Stores donating a beautiful hamper at this time of the year. With you need your food. So we are pleased that our three of our guests and one donated by Connection 50 Plus. Three of
Yeah.
our guests were able to win those hampers. But I think for the night, everybody was a winner. Everybody was a winner because people just were so even the some of the feedback that we were getting, people coming up and
Yeah.
saying that this is just so good. Meaning, you go to a place, you are well catered to. You're very well catered to. The entertainment is just great. Just great. You're in
You
an
couldn't want better
environment.
entertainment than that.
Your environment is phenomenal. You have service, table service, bar service, and then you could just have a ball. And that, Jennifer, one of the things I am so proud of with us when we do events, we think and to the public, we think very hard and carefully about how we want you to feel from the time you
Oh, yeah.
enter and every single thing else. And we pay a lot of attention to making sure that feeling of being welcome, of being comfortable, of being relaxed, having your belly full with nice food. All of that was met, and really, I think we hit this one out of the park. I'm very proud of us, Jennifer.
Yes, we did great. We did great as usual. I say as usual.
Yes.
All the events. What I want to add, and Terry, and everything. I mean, for me, as you said, we did great. I was really happy. But for 2024, I really gonna make an effort to bring out some more men. We had men and they had a great time.
Yes.
But I feel we could get more men to come and join us in the fun. Because I am wondering, Terry, and we did ask one of the gentlemen there, why you think more men are coming out? Because I know men are custom linemen, but I'm not sure if they used to attend any functions like what we have there. And I say men, if we're talking about the 5.8 G men, yeah.
Jennifer, leaving you alone on that mission. I have a nice events. We have a nice events. It open to everybody who wants to
No, it's open
come.
and we didn't have fun. No, I mean,
Who wants to come?
I don't want to say we didn't miss those who didn't come, but for me, I still feel, and it's not that we're looking for any partners. I'm not going down that route. I just feel it's nice. I like that where you have a mix, people understand each other and just have fun. And I just always wondered why, and not just our function, many things I go
That's
to,
a global
even
thing.
in church,
That's
even
a
in
global
church,
thing.
you're seeing a whole set of women and you're not seeing men. So I'm not saying at all we are not unique with that, but I always wonder about that.
It's
And
up to the people who are coming to bring their friends or partners to attend. And if that doesn't happen, it doesn't spoil the fun. It doesn't spoil our entertainment.
no, it doesn't spoil fun. As I say, that is something I always wonder about.
Being a good
And
sociologist right now.
I wonder if it's because they home bored, they home miserable,
No, they
they
went
home
some time into the
stink,
France. They're not bored or miserable. They're having a good
or they
time.
prefer just hang with the boys.
Just like the ladies came and had a good time.
That's what I find.
I am
I mean,
sure the men weren't sitting anywhere sulking, Jennifer. I am sure they were happy. Men, comment here and say if you were sitting somewhere sad on Sunday evening because you weren't at the 50 plus brunch. I am sure.
Actually, Terry, and I believe many women who came and listening to me now must be saying, what wrong with Jennifer? You know what I mean? She want them to come and make us miserable. No, we had a great time. So okay, I'll leave that alone. Yeah.
No, continue to push it, continue. But I think the fact of the matter, I think that's a social thing. I don't think this is something that is conducive to us. And we have had shows, Jennifer, where we talked about that. And I remember we had one show in particular where we looked at the issues that are facing men. And I think we came up with different the difficulties with confronting the issue of aging, confronting the issues of their reduced capacity. I mean, when we took a look at our crew, listen, the amount of walking stick and all kind of paraphernalia was in the room. We had people who, all kinds of things, had knee replacement, breast removal. The fact of the matter is that people at that event had every illness imaginable. There is every illness. Who replaced joints, who had cognitive diseases, who had systemic problems. Everybody came out with their disability or ability or illness, notwithstanding, and any situation you can call. We had people there. But look at that video. Look at that video, and you tell me if you can see who has what. You know, we are all in our third act. And if women, as we said in previous shows, can embrace their frailties, can embrace their challenges and continue living, but as men have said to us, they are not willing to, or they cannot as easily accept whether it is the prostate, whether it is they have to use a walking stick, whether it is the brain not connecting as well as it did before. And if they choose to use those reasons, and we talked about the two, impotence and incontinence, which are two of the main things, although nobody will know, that they choose to stay hidden, then I don't think it is within our scope to correct that issue. And a lot of those men, your partners, your wives, your mothers, your sisters, look at the video. They're going out and having a good time. And there's nothing to stop you but your mind. So we'll have the event. Love to see you.
Yeah.
You choose not to come. What can we do again?
Research has shown, and Rejan, when she was on the show, did mention it too, that you see, being active, just being out there active and enjoying yourself could heal many illnesses. Yeah, because, you know, as you mentioned, it's definitely your mindset. And traditionally, and I'm saying traditionally because I think just using our age group, tend to feel, you know, if you have certain type of illness, then you can't go anywhere. You're supposed to be either home in your bed or home in a chair.
Then you're not a connection.
And that's not it. That's not it. You know, as long you are feeling good, you go and listen to me. You go out, you meet new friends, you forgetting any pain or anything like that, you know. Yeah, I remember one person mentioned to me that, and they talk about the knee replacement, but she had some problems with her legs too, and the doctor recommended that she should exercise and do some stair climbing and all that. And you're saying, this is the opportunity. You come out and you just enjoy yourself.
Jennifer,
so we need to relook and change our mindset, how we look at our lives, you know?
I am quickly coming to the place where I am realizing that we're the only people to change your minds. And one thing I am sure that we are doing is providing the opportunities for you to come out, meet people in an age appropriate. And by age appropriate, I do not mean retirement home and the life hospice kind of setting. I am talking about going out, having a good time, being entertained. And if people are still so shocked by the reality of being in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s, and in your 80s, and still in such grief that you are no longer in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 20s, then a lot of you will lose a lot of time. You would lose a lot of time. And I'm just so, so happy that there is a cohort of people that are not hung down with all of those issues and are willing to come out and have fun and really have a beautiful evening. And I suppose many of them would have gone home to the man and tell him how good it was. And they're probably looking at the show now and saying, you know, I should have go. All right, when we have another one, come. Oh, I hope none of them
But really and truly, we need to celebrate ourselves more. We need to come out and celebrate life and celebrate ourselves in different ways, you know? If not like the brunch, like what we have, but find different ways, activities to celebrate your life. But the main thing is to come out of the home to celebrate life in a different. Yeah.
Once you decided you're living and you're alive and you want to be alive, and no one knows when their last day is going to be. You know, I got the very, very sad news of a young man. I think he's about 27. He passed just suddenly after a month of illness, sudden illness, you know. So I am so happy to be on this earth for these 62 years that I am on this earth. And I am looking forward to whatever length I have. And, you know, I was giving you the joke. I think of my mom, you know, 6 days before she passed, wrapped with sarcoidosis and all kinds of illness. But she's there in her cycle shorts, crossing her leg. The woman is skin and bones. And she's posing and insisting, where's my lipstick? What is this? There's a joie de vivre, a joy of living that I think I so admire in both of my parents, notwithstanding, you know, they say you live in the future, you're anxious. You live in the past, you're fearful. But when you live in the present, you really have joy. And I think that is what I am happy that I have that spirit from them. And it is my wish that a lot of us, more of us, can get there. And I think what we are doing is creating the environments to have that happen. And I think that is critical to extending life and whatever aches you have, whatever aches and pains and issues you have, it doesn't mean that your life becomes a sad or inactive or without joy. I just think that is so important. And I think that happens in your mind. I really, really passionately believe it happens in your mind.
Yeah. And Terry-Ann, as I said, this is the season to be jolly.
Yes.
This is an opportunity now as we're in the Christmas season. And we just celebrated Diwali for us to really celebrate life, you know, find ways to celebrate life and, you know, do the things we love, prepare the house, fix up. You know, I think, was it last year we did a fix up for the house?
Yeah. Which brings me to the point, Jennifer, and I think it is critical. So we could fet and we could have a good time going out and so on. But I think even as we go through life and we are looking around at what we need and what we don't need, we carry in a lot of clutter. And I think in some shows when we were talking about resilience, when we were talking about all the other things, we spoke about the burdens we carry in our minds, expectations. We talked a lot about we are being driven externally by influencers and what this one thinks and what we should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And that creates a lot of clutter that keeps us back. But we know, Jennifer, that there is also physical clutter that stops us from doing stuff. And I am so glad you have decided to reactivate your decluttering service. So we could probably talk about that to help people with that issue.
Yeah, and that is because, as you said, it's one thing to say, okay, you're celebrating life or you go out and enjoy yourself. But to do that, you have to clear mind. You can't go out, or you won't be able to go out if you're worrying about the mess you're in. You know, the house in disorder, you're missing things and you can't find, certain things. So, Terry-Ann, when I launched my decluttering service, which is the Sage decluttering service at the time, was a couple of months ago. It was after pandemic.
And that was because it's 2 years ago.
No, well then not so long ago. That is not so long. It wasn't launched. It's not a year yet, actually. I don't think it's not a year yet. Right. But anyway, and that came about because, again, when you see the need, and I saw the importance of operating in your space that is not cluttered. Because if you're operating in a space that you can't really move around, then it affecting your health. It's also affecting your health because it stresses you out. So the decluttering service, and it's in terms of decluttering, organizing, and I relaunch with adding supporting. All right, and let me tell you what. Let me start with why I said supporting. The service offers, before I even speak with a client, you want to go to do a consultation, which is free. And that consultation, because everybody is different, and that consultation normally takes involved with what is happening, why are you feeling stressed, what you want. And it could be different reasons that people might want to declutter. It could be as a result of them downsizing, and you're looking at, listen to me. Again, I thought about it because I saw it's so needed for our age group, the 5.8G tribe. Because at this time, Terry-Ann, we're looking at downsizing for different reasons. Downsizing because we need to maybe add an extra room somewhere, so we could either rent out or the children coming back home. Downsizing because we realize, listen, in some cases, some people have to sell out. They're selling out, They having it. You have to have a garage sale. You have to sell out some things. So there are so many reasons why you may have to declutter. And in terms of, let me just share with you the last 2 clients I had for this service. One was because they had a death in the family, and that main breadwinner died, and they're looking at, they really have to clear up and rent the property. And they couldn't do it with all those things. And again, it's very, very emotional to have that. You experience that, Terry-Ann, to clear a house after the death of a loved one. So in that case, it thought it's best to hand it over. But I can't just go in with a team and just clear up. So you need to have that conversation and really know what is close to them, what they want to distribute to maybe other family members, what they want to donate to charity, etc. And I found with that consultation, that period that you're chatting with that client, the coaching, let me tell you, the coaching skills and experiences comes in there, because it's such an emotional process. when they share with you, and you have to coach and comfort while you're deciding how best to go about, organizing that space for them, that will ease that pain, the pain that they're going through having to release, So I added supporting because there is that need to support. Because even after that particular situation, even after that the job was done and the place was cleared, during the period you want to touch base, because sometimes it may take 3 days, it may take a week, it may take one day, but you want the person, that client, to come back and walk through the house, whether they're still going to live in it or not, but to see, well, how they feel about it, if they need any more changes, let them know where things were sent to, etc. So it is a painful thing to let go of something. So the decluttering really means that it could be anything.
Yeah.
Some people might say it's not a house, they just want to come. Last week, someone called me since I put out the ad again to let me know, listen, the parents have an attic, actually have an attic with just things overflowing, and they don't want to know what kind of insect or animal must be living up there in all these years. They say because it's just push things to the back and add things to the front. So, and it's doing that for years.
Yeah.
And they say, you know what? I think we have to send them away and bring you in. And I say, no, you have to let them know. And I would chat and explain, I need to have them. You can't just shock them when they come back and they get rid of things that they wanted,
But Jennifer,
So basically, in terms of the decluttering, and as you declutter, you must organize.
Yeah,
and so that's the service now out, the stage decluttering, organizing, and supporting service for everybody. But I see the need for our 5.H tribe more.
I think we sometimes think of that need to clean up after death, which happens. And all right, a child may look at a parent and believe that you're almost hoarding and stuff like that. But I also believe that we ourselves, without that and without having children say it's the attic too full of stuff, you need to sort it out, we do not realize how much we have accumulated over our years.
Oh, yes.
How many parts of pot sets, parts of dishes, parts of dining sets, parts of cutlery sets, parts of this. If you just look at a typical kitchen where somebody may think, oh gosh, I have no storage, I have no space, I have no anything like that. If a third party comes in, you have a family of 4, but you could have up to 20 mismatched dining sets, dining plates, dinner plates, and things like that. Or I know I am guilty of this. Every 4 months or so, I have to literally throw out at least 6 mugs that are promotional or something that just don't get used. So the issue of decluttering, sometimes just for ourselves, I think it's a healthy thing to have a third person, an objective person, just go through your space with you. And you just clear out, I had this might be something some people identify with. I had the unfortunate event about 3 weeks ago of my entire closet racks just falling. What makes closet rack fall down other than it overloaded, it overweight? And I had to, all right, take everything out and put back in another set. But in the putting back, Jennifer, probably 40% of the things that were there never made it back into the
I'm telling
the whole hanging system not collapsed on the ground. there are things I have worn for years, and I am somebody who feels that I regularly prune and clean out and stuff like that. It was amazing. It was amazing. I had my son, I said, please go through your closets and just sort it out, sort it out. Having done that, you're ashamed to say how much bags of shoes and
I'm telling you.
that just, and everything just got so light afterwards. But you know, sometimes it takes either your closet don't fall apart every day, but you know, you bring somebody like Jennifer in to just take a third eye on that cotton, give yourself some space for Christmas, some mental space, some order.
Yeah.
I think it's important. It's important.
And Terry, and you know what the other thing? For those of us who plan into things that we have and you're putting it aside for the children, listen to me. Before you do that, call the children in that you want to leave things for and ask them if they're interested in that. I remember I had a lot of antiques. And I asked my daughters time, would you all want these? And they watched me like, what we gonna do with that? And I'm talking about, I was so proud of the antique cabinets, the rocking chair, and you know, they had a special room set up with only antiques. And I was so proud. I used to go garage sale. So you could imagine garage sale looking for these special antique things. And neither one of them were interested in anything.
Rubbish.
So when I had to move again and I downsized, I got rid of all. And I said, you know what? Let me just have what I'm comfortable with and not spend and look around and say, you know what, this might be nice to invest in because the children may want it when they get married or when they're moving on their own, etc. Leave that alone. Listen to me. They would create their own thing. They know what they want and leave it to them to get it. So all these things we are hoarded.
I'll give you a little story. My grandmother, I have a memory of my grandmother. She had a high bed. And yeah, you could say just no long time, you know, you had those high beds, but another bed was just packed with boxes and boxes and boxes. And I think she had about 18 hope chests, although she was married to her husband however long.
Yeah.
She had stuff that she had, beautiful, I mean, satin bedspread and crochet bedspread, all kind of thing was in that.
Put away, well put away.
Listen, and camphor ball, you talk about camphor ball, Lord have mercy. And beautiful tea sets and all kinds of things like that. And my mother inherited some of her tendencies. So I am going through that process of I clearing the house, and I realized that there were some things that I really liked, some things that I truly liked, but they were so hidden. They would never be used. They would never use. And other things I just look and say, ain't no way they're coming into my house and there's nobody to use them. So I just told the relatives, come and take what you want and go. But the things that I really loved from her, I thought it was totally unfair to put them back in a cupboard. So I just created an open shelving unit. Now these are beautiful stemware glasses, things that I really like. And I put it on an open shelf that I put up in my house. And you know what I have decided? They're going to use, they're going to break. And over time, that shelf is going to become empty because all of them were just preserved in boxes and never used, so never enjoyed. So I have put up a shelf and people come out and say, oh my God, these are to use. I said, yes, use them. But suppose they
So
break.
could you
That's
imagine?
the
They have
point.
these things for
That's the
years,
point. Let it be
precious to
used.
them, but they're not using it. And so many of us do that, Teria. We have boxes and boxes of things. We have wares. Don't ask for linens. Wow. My friend told me this when she opened. What? Sheet sets, tablecloths, these things are just there. And when you really open them out now, they're very, you know, you get the state of Holy
Mildew.
Brown stains from
Mildew.
it, from mildew. Yeah. Because you're saving and saving and saving. But what that clutter does to you, it affects your mind, huh? Definitely. When you move around, you know, how the friend was telling me, um, you know, this family member who moved back to Trinidad, and let me tell you about those who moving back home. They bring everything they had in New York or London or Canada
That they
and
build up
more
over the
because they
past 40 years. It's 40 years of stuff. So
so
40
they would
year
bring back
old
what
stuff.
they had in their house and they feel because Trinidad things is expensive, so they have to buy. And let me tell you, they don't know about a smaller bed. They don't downsize in the furniture or anything. They upsize. And when they come to Trinidad, when they move back home, in most cases, it's not a bigger house than what they lived in before. Because it's not practical at this stage to have a bigger house. So when they settle in, the entire space, you could it hardly have room to walk around because they're just
The
set
storage area bigger than the
huge
living
sets.
area.
The bedroom set they have is about 5 pieces. And this is no lie, you know, if you see the photos of these things. And they watch you and they say what to do, but they don't want to let go or give away because they had it for years. Or some they spend money and buy new things and they prefer have it in that house, in that room. That is not good for your mindset. That's not good for your mindset. You know? So that's the reason you declutter. And as you mentioned, Terry, and it's very true, have a third person who don't have that attachment to your things. And, you know, better yet, who can help you in terms of ease your mind and help you through that process of letting go. It is, see, I must say, every time I had a client who called for the service and who finished, it's like a whole weight at the end of the day when they look around and they say, oh gosh, why didn't I do this before? You know, we always say that when we do something that we keep putting off all the time. Yeah. So this is a good time too, you know, we tend to, around this Christmas time, going into New Year's, to in our way of decluttering, but this is not, I'm not talking about a cleaning service, but a service where you really get rid of stuff. And when you say rid of stuff, you know, they have the team doing everything. So we have the person will remove your stuff, take it away so you don't have to bother about the transport. You don't have to bother about packing the stuff and donating as long as you can decide who you want it to be donated to, and it will be labeled and donated to that. If there is need for a garage sale, because there are things that could bring in some money and they're valuable, then we can also do that garage sale. You know, it's a service that I know is needed. And I decided, as I said, to restart. I stopped because I found, you know what, I got caught up with other things. And then when someone called me and said, Jennifer, I need your help, you still doing it? I said, yes, and this is a good time. So the break wasn't that long, but I'm ready. Yeah. So all those who are listening right now, who are looking around their house and say, you know what, hey, I need to declutter and get organized, can give me a call.
If you bounce your foot on something.
Yeah. If you can't walk around freely in the house.
You have to heft your arms. To find something. It's
Or you're watching around and you have some things with plastic on it for some years. You're watching it. And all the boxes, as you say, under the beds or on the shelves, everything full up with things.
Or the
Yeah.
tray or the jug that behind about 5 things in the hutch or the cupboard and they can't get it out because to get out that jug, you have to take everything off the shelf and put it back. That is at this stage in our lives, we do not need to be living like this. We do not. And I think sometimes we wonder, well, who will want this? But sometimes, if you just if there's no economic value to it and you don't necessarily want to sell it.
There are so many people with need outside there and
Before we go to people,
organizations who collect and to distribute to others.
Your family, your extended family, cousins, people who are just starting homes. You might have cousins who just got married and stuff like that, or young families that are expanding and they need an extra tea set, they need an extra. One of the things I discovered in this process with the home is really, I thought I had a daunting task, and you just say, extended family, does anyone need anything? And it is amazing right in front of you what the needs were. And flash it's there, but unless you go to the process and see what is needed and have it available to say to your relatives, do you need? And then beyond the relatives to other places and so on. Because we've been minding house for 40 years. I am sure there's about 4 pot sets that we have in different stages of this repair. Somebody, you might have a good little pot, and somebody needs that pot, but it's not matching it, but it's in the cupboard. My mother had 2 warped pressure cookers. I don't know what she was doing with 2 warped pressure cookers. The buying scrap iron and
it's really, I mean, clutter is all around you. Because as I said, we find, put something broke, as you say, a set gone and keep breaking. Some of us still even keep the chip cups or the plates that you figure you're not dumping because it still belongs to the set, although it chipped. But you say it could still use, or you may buy a next set and you put away the new set and you're still using the old set. Yeah.
I confess. I have a set, even though I clear up, I am confessing. I have a set on a top shelf while it was a 6-piece set. I'm down to 4 plates, 3 bowls, and probably 2 cups. And I know 2 of the plates chipped. Jennifer, I promise tomorrow that going out and I bring it.
Because you don't want to mash up the set. So still you put the chip plate underneath, right? And you keep putting them underneath that.
Jennifer, using the chip
plate. So take a look around and be true to yourselves. We reach this stage in life. As I said, the service is for everybody, but so far my clients have been within, our age group, simply because some of us recognize the need to downsize, because, and Reja mentioned it, we have to be careful now to be tripping on the rugs. We're hitting our foot against the chairs because it's too close up, or the chair's too big for us now. We have to look at those things. So it is really critical for us to declutter, downsize.
I will say something that I was motivated to do out of Rayshan's session last week. And I was I'll give them a free at Price Mart recently. And they have this very, very useful step. It's a 2-pack. It was $180. 2 1-foot risers. And I bought it. and I put it in critical areas where I tend to stretch beyond what I need to stretch. And I cannot tell you how useful they have come in. You know, yes, I have step ladders and stuff, but sometimes you don't want to go for the step ladder.
You don't,
It's not
yeah.
needed. And sometimes you stretch and stretch. You feel like I get it, and you're using your finger to tease it out and all kinds of stuff. Listen, those little 1 foot risers have made
I
a
know exactly what you're
world
speaking about. Yeah.
of difference, a world of difference to me. I have one in the bathroom where, because I have some shelving units, and you know, you have to stop that, because that's how we end up, as they say, gilkitane on the mat down the back and all those kinds of things. So we really, really have to.
You have to create that space. You have to be space to move.
And make
Those
things
of us,
accessible.
again, you have people, whether it's with a stick or walker, or you have to have space to put your railings to hold on as you walk.
Yeah.
You
Or you
can't
might have a
have the
bad knee
chairs in the
like
way or
me.
table in the way.
Yeah, yeah. But those, and I'm thinking next month I'm going to buy another pair. It's a 2-pack stair, and it is even in the kitchen, you know, you have something you normally reach, and I'm saying, okay, Tarian, that jumping up is glass you're taking down and stuff like that. Get yourself more steady.
Yeah.
Just one rise up. It has made a big difference, you know. After
And as
talking.
you said too, reorganize your shelving, because it's things that you have to reach for often. Even and right now, even your pantry, those who may have the groceries at lower shelf, you can't be bending all the time, you know. Sometimes we have it set out for style, you know, that is how it's set up. But now we have to look now where we may have some of the things hide away, but you could reach it easy. You have to reorganize and maybe put the tea set or the glasses where that was and make it easier. I have Terry and I use an open shelving, which thank God is a thing now. But listen, sometimes the pulling of the doors and the cupboard and all that, it is a problem. So all these things, you know, you could sit and look at and decide, you know what, if I'm having problem with my arm or my hand, my legs or something, I need to adjust accordingly
Definitely.
and not have boxes and thing all around. Yeah.
Clean up and declutter. So
Yeah.
Jennifer, I think we are set for Christmas. We had our fantastic Christmas brunch, and everyone had a great time there. I think that was great. And we are ready to declutter and get ourselves organized. And I know I may have made light of it, but it is really so important for us to address where our minds at and be comfortable. First of all,
Yeah.
let's really decide to be comfortable in our skins. This is where we are with whatever presents to us. And I know that for many people, your current condition is you've come to that place with a lot of pain. In some instances, it's pain of separation, it's pain of death, it's pain of broken relationships with children and family and stuff like that. And there are many of us in this age group, Jennifer, that we are alone and lonely and so afraid to reach out, so afraid to admit just how tough it is. And I can only hope and pray that you would trust that at least our arrangements, our events, our activities are being presented with very sincere hearts and very real wishes for all of us to have better life, at least create moments and times where we can all really have fun, laugh genuinely, and meet people who get somebody you could give them a call once a month, once every 2 months, or even if you bounce up every time we have the event, you know, because it really is going to be a tragedy if we stay in those cocoons. And I know it is not easy, but as I keep saying, we know not easy. We are the generation that did nothing. Everything we did was hard, and we did it. So
Yeah.
I think we need to go out in a blaze of glory. And so I am really, really happy that so many of you decided to come out on Sunday and have a ball with us. And really, really looking forward to seeing many, many, many more of you doing the same thing in time to come. So
celebrate life, celebrate your life. Yeah.
Definitely. So as we close off now on this recap, and we getting ready for Christmas, you know, Christmas, but oh no, before we stop, Jennifer, have you decided on your Christmas decorations? Because we know Jennifer is Miss Christmas. We know Jennifer is Miss
I'm looking around to
Christmas.
see where to string the lights. I know exactly what I'm doing.
I know they were
outside
talking about
already.
a balance for the curtain.
Yeah. I'm watching it and I'm saying, yes, I think I can still do it. Yeah. That's all. I don't need to do any drapes or anything like that. But I wanted something different. So when I look up, you know, I'm seeing a nice balance. So yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. I'm the wordless one. My Christmas tree hanging up on the roof about 3 years now. I promised to have, remember our guest Jillian Caesar, I promised to have her do something floral to spruce it up this year. So I'm going to arrange that so it will get a little oomph. And after that, that will stay hanging up for another 3 years.
So we definitely look at the Christmas show again, like what we did before, to give you some encouragement how we could decorate your space. So what, you know, for those who want to decorate, different ways to do the outside or the inside, not much.
Yes, Jennifer and her landscaping. So, so anyway, while we go again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being You Connections 50 Plus crowd. Thank you for joining us, sharing with us, and being part of our vision. And I think it will be great, Jennifer, if we close again with those views of our,
of course,
and some pictures and so on. So until next week, when we continue into Christmas and getting ready for things Christmas, have a beautiful weekend. Don't forget Jennifer's decluttering service. Yeah.
Just give me a call. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Good.
50 Plus Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.